My hair now has its own mind, oh. How will I remove this thing from my head, oh? That's not my reflection. What's going on? My hair has gone and taken my beauty with it.
You settled for a lesser price. Now you pay the price.
The wig cost her only 2,000 naira, cheapest one in the whole market. But by the time the sun rose the next morning, her neighbor's shop had burned down, her mother couldn't stop coughing blood, and the woman who sold her that hair had vanished without a trace, as if she had never existed at all. If stories like this make your skin crawl, do not scroll past this one. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the bell, and stay to the very end, because what happened to this hair will keep you up tonight, I promise you. In the town of Ogbomosho, there lived a young hairdresser named Kemi, ambitious and always chasing the newest styles to impress her clients. When a strange unregistered vendor appeared one Saturday at Oja Oba Market, a stall nobody had ever seen before, tucked into a dark corner between the tomato sellers, Kemi noticed something odd immediately. The hair on display was unusually soft, impossibly shiny, far too beautiful for the price tag hanging beside it. 2,000 naira for hair that should have cost 20 times that. "Where did you get this?" Kemi asked, running her fingers through the strands. The vendor, an old woman with clouded eyes who never once looked directly at her, only smiled. "It found its way to me," she said. "Now it will find its way to you." Kemi lashed off the strange answer and paid without hesitation. A bargain was a bargain. That night, she attached the hair for the first time, admiring herself in the mirror by candlelight since NEPA had taken light again. The moment the last strand was fixed into place, the candle flame bent sideways, though there was no wind in the room. Kemi didn't notice. She was too busy admiring how beautiful she looked. The first sign came just after midnight. Kemi awoke suddenly to the sound of someone whispering her name, not calling, whispering, close to her ear, though she was alone in the room. "Kemi?" She sat up, heart hammering, certain she had imagined it. But when she reached up nervously to touch her new hair, it felt warm. Not room temperature warm, body warm, like it was breathing. She told herself it was nothing, just a bad dream from too much stress. But by morning, the whispers had already started spreading through the compound in a different way. Mama Kemi, her mother, woke up coughing violently, blood spotting into her handkerchief for the first time in her life. The doctor at the general hospital found nothing wrong with her lungs, no infection, no explanation. Across the street, Yabose's provision shop caught fire in the early hours, though no one could explain how, since every lantern had been properly extinguished the night before. The shop burned completely to ash before the fire service could even arrive. And strangest of all, when neighbors went looking for the mysterious hair vendor at Oja Oba Market that morning, her stall was gone. Not closed, gone. No footprints, no cleared space, no trace that anyone had ever set up a table there. At all, even the tomato sellers on either side swore they had never seen any woman selling hair beside them, not that day, not any day before. Kemi began to panic, but she told herself these things were coincidences. Nigeria was full of hardship. Bad things happened all the time. She refused to remove the hair because honestly, it looked far too good, and she had 3 clients booked that week who wanted the exact same style. That was her first mistake. The second night, she dreamt of a woman she didn't recognize, young, beautiful, with tears streaming down her face, mouthing words she couldn't hear. She kept touching her own head over and over, as if something had been taken from her. Kemi woke up gasping, and this time, when she touched the hair, strands came away in her fingers, not falling out from her own scalp, but shedding on their own, like something underneath was trying to escape. She finally became frightened enough to visit Alhaja Ronke, a respected spiritual consultant known throughout Ogbomosho for uncovering hidden dangers others couldn't see. The moment Alhaja Ronke saw the hair, her expression changed completely. "Where did you get this?" she demanded, refusing to even touch it directly. Kemi explained everything, The strange vendor, the impossible price, the empty stall the next morning. Alhaja Ronke's face grew grave. This hair did not come from any salon, my daughter. This hair was cut from someone who did not give permission for it to be cut. Someone who died fighting to keep it. Kemi felt her blood run cold. What does that mean? It means whoever cut this hair took more than hair. They took a piece of that woman's spirit with it. And spirits that are stolen do not rest quietly. They attach themselves to whoever wears what was taken from them, and they make that person suffer everything the original owner suffered until the debt is paid or the item is destroyed. Kemi rushed home, desperate to remove the hair immediately, but when she reached up to unfasten it, her hands trembled uncontrollably, and no matter how hard she pulled, the attachment wouldn't budge, as though it had fused itself directly into her scalp. That night, the chaos reached its peak. Her mother's coughing grew violent enough to require hospitalization. Her youngest brother, playing innocently in the compound, fell inexplicably from a low wall he had climbed 100 times before without incident, breaking his arm. And Kemi herself began seeing the crying woman from her dreams even while wide awake, standing silently in doorways, in mirrors, at the edge of her vision, always touching her own bare, shaved head with the same desperate, grieving motion. Terrified, Kemi returned to Alhaja Ronke, this time accompanied by her father, both of them begging for help. Alhaja Ronke prepared a cleansing ritual through the night, herbs, prayers, and a small clay pot filled with items Kemi was not permitted to look at directly. As the ritual reached its climax near dawn, Alhaja Ronke finally managed to loosen the hair from Kemi's scalp strand by strand, each one coming free with a sound like a soft, relieved sigh. The moment the last piece was removed, Kemi felt an overwhelming wave of exhaustion crash over her, as though something heavy had finally lifted off her entire body. The hair was burnt completely in the clay pot, along with prayers spoken over the flames. As the smoke rose into the early morning sky, witnesses swore they briefly saw the shape of a woman's face within it, no longer crying, but finally, quietly, at peace. In the weeks that followed, Kemi's mother recovered fully, her cough vanishing as suddenly as it had appeared. Her youngest brother's arm healed without complication. Iyabose, with help from the whole community, slowly began rebuilding her burnt shop. Kemi never returned to Oja Oba Market's forgotten corner again, and whenever new vendors set up in that same spot, something about it always felt wrong enough that shoppers avoided lingering there for long. She never learned the true identity of the woman whose hair she had worn or the terrible circumstances under which it had been taken. But she never forgot Alhaja Ronke's final warning before she left that morning. Some things sold cheap in this world were never meant to be sold at all. Always ask where something beautiful truly came from, because sometimes, my daughter, beauty is simply grief wearing a different face. The people of Ogbomosho still tell this story to young women heading to the market, especially those chasing a bargain too good to be true. Not everything cheap is a blessing. Sometimes it is someone else's curse, simply waiting for a new head to rest on. If this story kept you on edge, do not you dare scroll away without hitting that subscribe button and turning on your notifications right now. We drop a brand new spine-chilling African story every single week, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next.